Hi. I'm gonna wait till some people join the video. I'm just sitting here at Aussie's Beach Palace in the Labadi area of Accra. I'm on my laptop, so I'm just gonna close down what I'm working on so that I can focus on this video. Decided to come here for breakfast this morning. Just be by the ocean while I eat my breakfast and have a quick chat with you all about what's been happening, the end of year of return. Just give me a moment, shutting down my laptop. Okay, so I got my coffee. I've eaten my breakfast, so I have my coffee. It's not as dark as I usually like it, but that's how they served it here. So I've got my coffee, and I'll wait for some of you to come online. As some of you know, I have been working for Year of Return, which is under Ghana Tourism Authority. And there have been so many activities happening over the course of the year. As some of you know from watching some of my earlier videos in 2019, I did not start off 2019 working with Year of Return. I joined the team in May, and it's been a really awesome journey ever since. Just putting the sugar in my coffee. And it's been a really great journey so far. There's been a lot of activities that we've had throughout the entire year. Everything from creative arts events to theater performance to parties, different things that have been going on, all for the purpose of engaging with the diaspora, coming to Ghana and connecting with the local community, as well as what it really started from, the roots of where it started. A lot of people still don't have an understanding of where Year of Return started and what it is about exactly. Because recently I was at the airport Shell filling station, and I met a DJ who happens to be DJing at one of the events that were under the Year of Return calendar, and he admits to not knowing exactly the details about Year of Return. His understanding was that it was only about bringing the diaspora to Ghana and to engage with them here. But I told him that it all started with the commemorating the 400-year anniversary of the first documented ship of enslaved Africans that arrived in the U.S. At the time was a British colony, and that was on August 20th, 1619. And so that date marks the 400-year anniversary, which is the Year of Return, 400 years to commemorate, and then celebrating the resilience of the African spirit. So celebrating that regardless of the fact that all of the negative things that have happened as a result of the transatlantic slave trade, that we still have people who are very resilient, have gone through so much and still stay and stand strong. So in doing that and recognizing and celebrating that resilience, they were welcome to come to Ghana and meet with the local community, engage in activities, and see the history, culture, and heritage of this country. So the months of July, August, and December were the most busiest on the calendar, but December, I must say, was the absolute busiest. So there were so many things that were going on. I had shared a calendar on one of my live videos of all of the things that were happening, and we were really busy. We were overworked. Because we would have to go from location to location and make sure that we're covering what's happening, so that you out there know some of the things that are going on. People who can't be here could see some of the things on social media that were happening on I managed the Year of Return's Instagram page as well as the Facebook page. Our Twitter page wasn't so engaging because we got started on that late, but the other two, definitely activity happening and sharing in the stories, sharing on the pages itself, what exactly was going on. So My favorite events, I've had people ask me what some of my favorite events were during the month of December for Year of Return. My favorite was actually, one of my favorites was an event called Tribal Jungle Fever, and it was called the Party in the Woods. I actually interviewed the guys behind it, and it actually turned out to be a really, really awesome event. I will be posting the video now that my schedule has lightened up. I have time to be editing all the content that I've have stored over the course of the last few months. So you'll see a lot of things that are sort of like a review of Year of Return that I'll be posting on this page. So I'm hoping that you enjoy it. The other thing is I was really excited to have met people who follow me here on YouTube. It was really, really humbling and then just reaffirming that people are watching my content. When I got to the airport, there were some people. We were going to greet Beyonce's mom when she arrived, as well as the Full Circle Festival when they came with Boris Gojo, and it was so cool to meet these people who said they came to Ghana because of me. You know, excuse me. I have a cold that I've been fighting since Christmas. I got really sick, but I still was working because I had to be there to make sure that the stories were being told. So if I cough from time to time or my voice goes off, it's because I'm still fighting the cold. But I have to say that it was great to meet the people who have been following, and I thank you and I appreciate all of you for taking the time to watch my videos. So Year of Return 2019 is over. Tonight is the last night of an event. So Polo Beach Club, which has been happening at Labada Beach Hotel, they are having their last night tonight, their closing party, and also Meet the Moon Girls, which is an event that is an art exhibit showcasing a comic book that has four female characters that represent different elements of women in Ghana, and their exhibit closes today. It is at Base Camp. Today's the last day for that. And then Kwaba UK has been doing events on their rooftop called the Pitch Lounge, which is near the Land Rover rooftop. They close tonight as well. So those three things are going to end today. Oh, there's one more. I almost forgot. It's V for Vanity, which is a neon light show that's happening at Untamed Empire. So there's four things that are wrapping up to end all Year of Return events. With Year of Return wrapping up, the next phase is Beyond the Return. So Beyond the Return was announced by the president. We had a breakfast about a week ago, the 27th, and he actually made a formal announcement a few days before that, but this breakfast was to really formally kick it into gear to let everyone know that the next phase is Beyond the Return. So what does that mean? Well, this is a 10-year initiative to continue welcoming people from the diaspora, to continue with building on the things that have come up in conversation, the things that have come up with people as they've been coming and traveling to Ghana. Things like understanding investments, investing in the country, understanding land, understanding how to move, how to work here, how to get residency. Those types of things are going to be more in the topics of conversation. Although through last year, through 2019, we did have some events that were conferences that touched on those issues and talked about those things and had experts who would answer questions about those things that were of concern to people who want to maybe make the move or who want to collaborate with people here to do business. So those types of things are going to be really, really key in this 10-year plan to continue to show people how they can get active and get involved and help to develop this country and help to develop the continent. And you don't have to move here if you want to make a difference. You could be collaborating with somebody from abroad, or you could come here and decide that there's products that you want to, work on or grow in agriculture and export out to other places. There's so many resources here that you can certainly come here and start a business, start your company. So Beyond the Return. So social media right now that I'm managing is Year of Return. There's going to be new accounts Beyond the Return, and so you get an opportunity to follow that as well. And I think it's really exciting. It's really exciting. Let me put my reading glasses on so I can read some of these comments that you're putting. Somebody said the fake YouTubers never like to interview beautiful Ghanaian women. Oh wait, it just popped off the screen. I'm waiting for it to come back. I don't want to end this by mistake. Okay, so I'll wait for this to pop up again. Okay, I'll read it again. Mario Puzo. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. If I didn't, please correct me. It says, the fake YouTubers never like to interview beautiful Ghanaian women like you, but always, oh, ugly Ghanaian guys, ugly Ghanaian women. What? Oh my goodness. It shouldn't be about what we look like. This is about us creating content, telling stories. Thanks for your comment. Another comment from Mario also, most African countries are jealous and Ghanaians should protect their culture, their history and everything. Plus, have you heard of Year of Return, Benin, Nigeria? Yes, I have seen some of the documents circulating in social media about other countries who are also going to be doing some type of initiative to welcome people from the diaspora to come to their countries. So I have seen that. I think the continent is waking up and realizing that this is something that needs to happen in order for the continent to grow and to build. We need the diaspora to also work together. The president talks about the Chinese diaspora and how they helped to develop their continent through the work that they've done building outside of their country and then going back. So it's very interesting when he says that. It makes people think, you know what? That is something that is very possible if people who are in the diaspora are willing to contribute and do things. Excuse me. So, as I said, the next phase is beyond the return. So, I don't have any extra details yet. We will be having more discussions about what's happening because we've taken a little bit of a break for a couple of days because we've been going back to back to back to back for the last few weeks without a break, so we can make sure that everybody was able to have an enjoyable time here in Ghana while they were here for many of the festivities that were happening. Some of the other events that were really exciting that attracted a lot of people included things like Afro Nation, which had a lot of artists from Ghana, artists from some from the UK, I believe, and then there's Nigerian artists who came to town as well to perform during that event too. Detty Rave had Rick Ross as a headlining performer. He closed out the show. Traffic was murder. Traffic was crazy whenever the events were going on in those areas. So the area I'm in right now, I'm at Aussie's Beach Palace, and this is in the Labadi area, the La area on the La Road. So down the road is Labadi Beach Hotel, and then further down is Laboma Beach Resort, which is where Afro Nation was taking place. Labadi Beach Hotel is where Polo Beach Club is taking place. So when all of them were going on between the 27th to like 31st, the traffic was crazy. We couldn't get anywhere, and Uber was making a killing with their increased fare prices to get places that were short distances that normally would be very, very low and ended up being skyrocketed to unbelievable prices. And Detty Rave, also traffic in that area for Untamed Empire, because also V for Vanity was happening there too. So you had that double amount of traffic for people going for those two events. And yeah, but there were a lot of smaller events happening that were not on the Year of Return calendar that a lot of people were going to and having a fantastic time. So I think that everybody had an opportunity to meet people, to experience culture, to experience the country, experience food. There was a food festival, the Wache Festival. For those of you who don't know who Wache is, what Wache is, it's one of the Ghanaian dishes that's quite popular. Everybody talks about jollof rice, but I personally think wache is better than jollof rice. I'm sure I'm going to have people in the comments saying something, but in my opinion, jollof rice is overrated. Wache is far better. But they had a wache festival, and that's a rice dish that's made using beans, and they use sorghum leaves to give it the brown color and the flavor that comes. It's actually from the northern part of Ghana. One thing I will say is there's been a lot of criticism about Year of Return not having more events that were happening in other parts of the country. Particularly people would mention the northern region, western region, different places. But the truth is, the reality is, a public call was put out for people to submit their proposals to have events, and it just happened to be that everybody was submitting events that were in, Greater Accra, in the Cape Coast area, in Kumasi area. Those were the areas people were submitting proposals for. So it would have been great if people in a lot of the other regions who said they would like to see things there would have submitted proposals for things in their area. So this year, if there is a calendar of events happening again, I'm not sure as of yet. It would be great if people in all of the regions do take the opportunity to submit. Rather than saying, why aren't we included? It would be great if they submit some proposals, because we would love to see some diversity for people who want to showcase their areas. One festival that was under Year of Return that did highlight different regions was the NAFAC, which is the National Festival of Arts and Culture. NAFAC, the National Festival of Arts and Culture, that took place in Koforidua, and that showcased the 16 regions of Ghana. Representatives from each region came. They had MPs from each region, chiefs from each region, who came to showcase the culture and heritage of those areas. So that festival was great for anybody who wanted to see different bits of the culture from different areas without having to travel there if you're not able to. Because one of the things that's difficult is when you're a visitor traveling from outside of the country, and this is normal anywhere in the world. Like if you're coming to Ghana, your first instinct is to go to the capital city or go to the city that's well known, and that's what you do. Just like when someone travels to the US, where do they go? They go to New York, they go to LA, they go to Miami, they go to Chicago, and once they go for the first time, and then perhaps their next visit, they'll go somewhere else. And that's the same thing with Ghana. People will come, they'll go to Accra, they'll go to Kumasi, they'll go to Cape Coast, and then on their next visit, they may say, you know what, I want to see another part of the country. So I think people shouldn't take too much offense to it if a visitor comes and they don't make it to their area, because oftentimes those trips are made on subsequent journeys when they come back. Also, sometimes there's challenges getting to some of these areas, because the international flights come straight to Accra. It would be great if there was an international flight that came straight to Tamale or came straight to Kumasi, but they come straight to Accra, and then from there people have to find their way. And I've met some people who don't even know you can take a flight from Accra to Tamale, or a flight from Accra to Kumasi or to Takoradi. Some people don't know that. So it's good that we talk about it more. So any of you watching, if you come to Ghana and you decide you want to go to other regions, you can actually book a flight when you're in Ghana, a domestic flight, to go to the northern region or to Takoradi in the western region. There was an event that was in the western region, the Portamento Festival, that was on our calendar, and that one showcased the lifestyle of people in Ghana during the pre-independence time. So they said it was focused on the Gold Coast era. So before 1957, they did sort of like live art that showcased how people lived, the things that they did, what represented them in the western region of Ghana during the pre-independence era. So that was an interesting one as well. So if you have any questions at all, any comments, please do put them below. I just wanted to share those things with you today. Year of Return is over. Now what? The answer to that is the next phase is Beyond the Return. I'm just going to do a quick turn here so you can see where I am. That was funny. So you can see where I am. So that was hilarious. I just dropped the phone. I had it on my little mini stand and picked it up and then dropped it. Yeah, I'm human. It happens. So any questions, comments? Let me see if there's any comments. Excuse me. So I'll go back to enjoying my coffee, and just wanted to give you that update. I'll be sharing some videos very soon, so you can see all of the things that have been happening over the last little while here during the Year of Return, closing out of events. All right, so thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you soon.